Hello and welcome back, all you fabulous fighting fantasy aficionados. My name is Hakon, and today I'm going to play Rebel Planet again. Fighting fantasy gamebook number 18, and this is going to be my seventh time ish, I think. Is it seventh time? I think it's the seventh time. Um, and also, I think it's sort of roughly my episode 97 of Fighting Fantasy Gamebook playing as well. So I'm very close to 100 now, which is very exciting. Last episode, I started with a saved game at the end of the second planet you visit, which is Radix. And when you are about to face an arena battle, possibly. Which had a really nice sort of way of working up the tension towards the battle, and it got very exciting, I think. Which, yeah, even though the battles weren't that hard, it was quite exciting, so I quite liked that. And then towards the end of the game, or the next thing that happens, you go to Halmuris, the third planet, and you are given a few choices whether to look for a new sword, which of course you lost before or when you got arrested on Radix, whether to look for the rebel leader that you actually know a little bit about. That sort of didn't work out so well in the end, that my journey last time, but I will start over again from where we enter Halmuris. I feel as if most likely I've covered what I need to cover, and certainly on the first planet. Second planet, maybe there might be some other things I missed, and so I'll start from Halmuris and take it from there with my previous character. So like I'm saving my game. Yeah. Oh, last time, by the way, something happened with my video again. Something different than usual, actually. So what happened was, I was offloading my camera, my memory card, to my computer, and the indicator that usually shows on my screen showing that it isn't done was not showing. It was just the plain icon on my desktop rather than showing a progress bar on top of it for my file explorer app. And so I thought it was done, and I just ejected it, and nothing happened. Put it in my camera, nothing happened on my screen, and then I formatted it. Still nothing happened on my screen. But a few seconds after I'd formatted it, I suddenly now got an error message on my screen saying that the file couldn't be copied because the memory card had been removed, and it turns out it was actually not done. It just the bar supposed to show the progress was not showing. Next time I'll double check. I did manage to, of course, save most of it because most of it had already uploaded by this time. And of course the end wasn't that exciting in terms of what I would be showing you on paper. So I suppose the only thing that was missing, really, I mean, you could see my dodgy map making, but there was a picture of the rat that you bump into. If I can find that now, if I can find it. There's so much going on here. 33611 84. Is that it? No, that's not it. Hang on, I'm in the completely wrong place now. 14. Okay, I'm not going to show you now. So what you missed was this picture here. Is the one that you missed, basically. Otherwise, most of it was really in the reading, so I don't think you missed that much. So that was the rat with the sawtooth rat. Right, so I'm going to get started again and continue from where we enter Halmuris, and I'll probably make some different choices this time, just to see where that leads me. So very exciting stuff. So I'll be ready on my desk in a few moments, and I hope you'll be there with me. Ba-da! Boom. Okay, here we are on my desk. The cup of tea is back. I didn't have a cup of tea last time or the time before, I think. Here it is with my nice little channel logo on it. Still not available for sale, but maybe one day. I not got around to that yet. I'm also very nicely, I don't know if you can see that, but there's no brown stains in it right now, and that's because I've been bleaching it today. This particular mug gets tea stained very easily, actually. Right. So I got my. Oh, I'm missing my clues 101 and 100. And at the moment, of course, arriving in Halmuris, I don't have any equipment at all because it was taken away from me when I left Radix. I don't think that is avoidable because it seems quite clear when you go into Halmuris that you don't have a sword, for instance. And so I don't think there's any way that you can get here without having had the trial, the gladiatorial combat. I think those are what do you call them again? Choke points in the map where you have to get past regardless of what trail, what path you take through the book. En route for Halmuris, you may restore your stamina by half as much again as your current stamina. I've done that. Rounding odd numbers down and remembering, etc., etc. You review the problems you face. You have no equipment or weapons, so that's clearly there's no other option but having lost those before. So this tells me that there's no other way to get to Halmuris than via the trial and the gladiatorial combat. Though you still have your money and there is a spare anti-grav pack on board your ship. Of course, the anti-grav pack was where you keep your items. Halmuris is a bleak planet. The terrain is wild and mountainous, and some of the mountains are active volcanoes. It is a planet which is still going through the last violent stages of creation, well, just like Earth, I suppose. It is very hot in the daytime and fatally freezing at night, when the hot bluish sun sinks below the horizon and the 3 moons become visible. The moons cause vast tides on the planet. If you have to spend a night out on Halmuris, you would be well advised to choose somewhere warm and far away from water. The inhabitants live in small settlements which were originally scientific research establishments and are clustered quite close together, with a spaceport on the high plateau region in the south of the planet. This is to avoid the huge tides which ravage the lower-lying areas, which are punctuated by sudden, inhospitable crags. The computer feeds you all these data and also informs you that the alien inhabitants are mostly Central Arcadians, who naturally took over the scientific facilities of the planet. All you know about the underground leader is that he or she is an assistant at the agricultural research settlement. So you know a lot more than you did before you went to Radix, for instance. When you land on Halmuris, you find that your limbs feel heavy. The higher gravity of this planet means that for the duration of your stay here, you must lose 1 skill point. This makes finding a weapon even more vital. There are none of the customs and immigration hassles that you expected. Instead, you are simply ordered to remain in the spaceport area until your ship is unloaded and your passenger is ready to embark late the next day. It is now mid-afternoon with 4 hours to go until sunset. Will you first investigate the possibility of getting hold of a sword or of learning the whereabouts of the agricultural station? So last time I started looking for a sword and I ran into some really unsavory characters, some black marketeers who were trying to rip me off. I'm not sure if there's I'm going to try to look for the agricultural research station now first of all before I start doing anything else. So it may lead me to the same place actually. 173. Of the humans on the base, you see them some are wearing grey uniforms, some blue. You want to ask where the agricultural station is. Would you ask someone in grey or in blue? Now this is the same question I got earlier. I still don't know what the deal is with the grey and the blue. But there seems to be some kind of division between the humans. So grey or blue. Now, last time I asked someone in blue, and they certainly seemed keen to help, even though, yeah, I don't know, they did bring me somewhere dodgy. I'm going to ask someone in grey this time, at least for no other reason, to try to find out what the deal is with the grey and the blue. So I'm going to ask someone in grey, 310. Let's see. Try to stick with a shot here. The humans in grey uniforms are the cleaning and catering staff. You approach one with your question and he tells you that the agricultural station is about 10 kilometers to the northeast of the spaceport. You decide that your next priority is a sword. Will you ask the same man about this, try someone in blue, or attempt to get one off an Arcadian? Now, so I sort of know where it is then in that case, but okay. So I'm wondering whether I should just try to attempt to get one off an Arcadian simply. Be a little bit violent. I mean, I know I'm a murderer, so I might as well. No Arcadian is going to just hand a sword over to you. The only way you're going to get one off an Arcadian is by means of an ambush. You watch the movements of the guards for a while and find that your best chance is a remote passage which is patrolled by only one guard at a time. As the guard is walking along it, you creep up behind him. Test your luck. 8. My luck is currently 10. And remember last time it really went low as well because I lost a lot of luck when I was trying to help that black marketeer guy. So 9. Let's see. So we have luck. Let's see, luck. Then we have unlucky, 224. Unlucky. Am I winning shot? Yes, I am. And 367. Lucky. Okay, so I was lucky and I go to 367. And I take a sip of tea. The guard does not notice your approach and you get in a numbing blow on his sword arm. You may now fight him without reducing your skill for being unarmed. Right. So, Arcadian guard. 610. So I've got 6. No, he's got 610. I've got 9 because of the gravity now. 920. If you win, you may take his sword, but you will have to leave the spaceport immediately. Okay, so that means I'm thrown into the wilderness right away, which is all right. Okay, so he rolls an 8. I roll a 4. That means he actually gets first blood. He rolls a 4. I roll 5. Actually, I'm doing unarmed combat now. I should actually check to see if I hit the pressure point and kill him outright. No. Next round, let's see, 7 and 6. And I rolled a 6, and so that is him actually killed. And then I get his sword, which I will presume now, of course, is not shielded against the scanners at the spaceports. Important note. But I will have to leave immediately, it says, so that is going to 336. Do I have a 336? I do not have a 336. So let's see, I'm getting guard, so that is, let's see, 610. Not the color I was going for. And then we are going to 336. Let's see what happens on 336. You return to the main part of the spaceport to get your bearings. The freezing night is not far off. How will you get off the base? It is surrounded by a high perimeter wire fence, and both its main entrances to the west and east are guarded. If you have a jetpack, turned to 128. Oh, there is 336 now. So one good thing that came out of the meeting with the Black Marketeer was I was able to get a jetpack, and I presume the other item I might have been able to pick up was wire cutters. But having passed all of these things here and not done them now, I have neither jetpack nor wire cutters. So I'll have to go to number 2. Your only chance is to rush the guards at one of the main entrances. You choose an eastern entrance because there are fewer guards there, and also I'm going northeast after all. I do know that. I mean, my character in the book might not have missed that. But you choose the eastern entrance because there are fewer guards there. Your first assault takes them completely by surprise, since you waited until they were all looking the other way, and you cut down 2 of them. This leaves you with only 1, and he's a fairly small southerner. If you win in 4 attack rounds, turn to 263. If after 4 attack rounds you haven't killed the guard, turn to 34. That is interesting. So I'm pressed for time now. So 6, 8. Okay. Which means I may need to use a lock. Actually. So I'm at 918. He has 6, 8, and I need to kill him in 4 rounds ideally. So he rolls a 3. I roll a 3, but that is me hitting him. I'll use lock. So I'm rolling 5. So he's now down to 4, and that's 1 round. He rolls 6. I roll 10. He's down to 2. That's 2 rounds. He rolls 7. I roll 9, and he is dead. And that means I didn't do it in too many rounds. Let's just see here. So we got, if you win it for 263. If I win in, so that's 263, put it there, 263. Or if more than 4 rounds, I'll go to 34. That's 4 plus rounds and minus 4 rounds. Okay. Getting quite thirsty now. Is my camera askew? No, it's just me that's askew actually. So yeah, that's normal. I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit. Okay. Right. 263 is where I'm going. Okay. More Arcadian guards are on their way, but you make it through the gate, and they do not set out after you. At first you wonder why, but then you do realize that they are leaving the freezing night to do their work for them. There are various paths that you can take. They go east, north, or south. So, 263, and then I am at this place here. So actually 263 is a kind of a copy of 30 that I've been to before. That map can go away. So I've tried east before. It leads me into first finding a cave, and then I find something that a battle I could have avoided actually against a bird, but it has some exciting items. This time I'm going to go north actually for a change. So 342. You know that your first priority is to find somewhere sheltered to spend the night. After a while you come across a tree, or perhaps it is a large bush or even a leaf-covered stone. All you can see is dense foliage moving gently as if in a breeze and reaching to the ground from about 3 meters up. You walk around it, it is the same on all sides. If you could penetrate it, it is so dense that it would provide shelter. That is how it stays alive in the sub-zero temperatures, presumably. Sounds like some kind of creature, actually. Will you try to get inside, or do you mistrust this mysteriously moving plant and carry on? I do mistrust it greatly, actually. To be honest. So I don't think I will try that. I'm going to move on. So 208, go inside, or 327, move on. I'm going to move on. And of course I've saved my game, obviously. Yeah, goes without saying, doesn't it? Because it's so early on in the video now. Unfortunately, no further opportunities present themselves, and you perish in the freezing cold as night draws in. So, that is the end, which means I have only one option, really, and that is to go back and I'll go back to my save game, and I'm going to go inside of this tree and see what happens. It is surprisingly easy to push your way through the foliage. The tendrils seem to part and then close behind you. This makes you feel uneasy. Will you dash out before you have got too far? Nope, can't do that. Or press on to the center, turn to 161. Okay, so 161. This might completely be a dead end, actually, going north. I feel like I'm going to be eaten by a tree or something. The air in the center where the trunk is not far off stifling, but at least it is warm. But what is this? The tendrils, having lured you to their core, are pressing around you in a solid mass, apart from the few that are snaking forward to catch your arms and legs. This plant is perfectly adapted to the Halmurian environment. Its warmth keeps it alive and also attracts other creatures, which then become its prey. You will have to earn your night's rest by fighting this throttle bush. It has stamina 14, but no skill to speak of. So, depending how much luck you use, you have at least 7 attack rounds in which to defeat it. By hacking away at its nerve center, the trunk, roll 2 dice for each attack round. If the number rolled is 1 to 6, the throttle bush has reduced your stamina by 2 points. If it is 7 to 12, you have reduced its stamina by 2 points. Okay. That sounds very tricky. Okay, so I've got 7 rounds really to do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's got a stamina of 14. And he wins on a low roll. I win on a high roll, but otherwise it's quite equal. I may have to use luck again. Luck is really going to be, yeah. Okay. So I get first hit is down to 12. I'll use luck. And I roll 5, so I'm lucky and do an extra 2 damage. I roll 6, so that me down to 16. That's round 2. Third round, 6 again. I'm down to 14. I roll 11, and I have to use luck now, really. 7, yeah, I'm lucky. He's down to 6. That was round 4. 8. That's me hitting him again. Should I use luck now? I mean, luck is 6. The chances of getting it right is getting smaller, and if I don't, yeah, it's worth. I'll have to try it. Nope. I am unlucky, which means it's down to 5. 5. That is down to 12, and that means I can't make it now. 6. That is it, and I'm 10. And that means that depending on how much luck you use, you have at least 7. Okay. Oh, I thought it meant. Oh, actually, I misread that. I thought it meant that you had to do it in 7 rounds. That's all right then. In that case, we continue. I thought it was. I misread that. Okay, so 8. So it's down to 3, 7. So that is down to 1. In which case, I wouldn't have used my last point of luck. Actually, I'm actually going to do like that and say that I've got 6 now, because I would not have done that if I didn't think I had to do it in 7 rounds, and that means it is now dead. Okay, so that's some pragmatic cheating there. Okay. So that's me. Got 10 stamina left. I have. Yes, where am I? I'm at 161. Okay, so big asterisk there. 14 stamina. Okay, fight. And then I win and I go to 135. Okay, so 1, 3, 5. The dead throttle bush still provides excellent shelter for this night at any rate. Do you have any food? No. If so, you may eat and restore 2 stamina points and then 2 more for the night's rest. If you do not, restore only 2 points. Okay, so I'm now at 12. It's very high, is it? Only 2 points for your sleep. In the morning, you follow a path heading roughly northeast until it divides. Will you branch right or left? And that is that any of the ones I've been to before. 171, 108. I've actually got here 171 as the branching left path earlier, and then 108 is there. So that's branching right now, and that's branching left. Okay, so I know that this leads up to this bit. Which I don't have to go to that bird's place. I'm going to do the one I haven't been to before. So I'm going to go to 108 now, so I can cover more of the map. You follow the winding path for a couple of kilometers. Suddenly your attention is caught by a shadow on the path. It's not that the shadow is particularly odd in itself, it's that there is nothing around to cast it, and it is moving towards you. When it is about a meter away, it stops. To your amazement, a shaft of light emerges from the ground where the shadow is. Within the shaft is a form of some kind which is constantly changing. If this is science, it is beyond human or Arcadian knowledge. You appear to be in the presence of some unknown force. It does not seem hostile, but being alien, it is difficult to judge. Will you run away from this encounter, turn to 120, or wait and see what happens? I am intrigued, so I am most definitely going to wait and see what happens. So 120, run, or 2, 3, 6. Wait. So I'm going to wait. 2, 3, 6. It speaks. Earthling, where Zblaran? At least that's what the last word sounds like. The voice is strangely metallic and hollow. It certainly does not come from any living being that you can imagine. Perhaps it is a robot of some kind. If it is, then you could attack it. Is this what you choose to do? Or will you try to talk back to it as it inches ever closer to you? I'm going to talk to it. I'm not going to attack it. So we have 179 attack or 195 talk. So I'm going to talk to the robot, see if it has anything worthwhile to say, or if I do. You pause to think. It occurs to you that it need not necessarily be a robot. The metallic tone of the voice could come from some language translation device. What is this Zblaran it is asking about? It can speak enough Akkadian to cover everyday objects, it seems. If you have a strange staff or a mind probe, you could see if one of these is what it wants. Ah. So this is where... So basically, if you go to the place here with a bird and you might be able to procure the staff, then this is where you might use it. maybe the staff is Spladan. Right, so if you have neither of these or choose not to give them up, turn to 179, which is the same as attacking it. So that means that I've got, let's see, so staff 267, staff, and 226 mind probe, or none of those. 179. Okay. Oh, my mug is empty. Okay. So, Earthling, in me all forms this one for you. The shimmering cloud within the shaft of light takes on a horrifying appearance, which is so alien that you can hardly believe it really exists. You seem to see a creature with 4 arms sprouting from a body. Each hand is armed with a scimitar, axe, club, or scythe. That's not that alien, though. It's got human weapons. Her hair stands up like living fire and is adorned with a tiara of shrunken heads. A cobra winds itself round her hips. Now, unbeliever, this image seems to say, oh, okay, that does sound very familiar. In a voice which is surprisingly quiet but laden with power. I am Kali, bringer of life through death, for you must die before you can live again. Hallucination or not, you must defend yourself against this powerful being. Shape changer 1014. If you win, the thing reverts to its form as a shaft of light, which then disappears back into a shadow, etc., etc. And you have no idea what's going on. Okay, so 1014. That is a really powerful being indeed. I suppose the form of Kali is for my sake, something I'm more familiar with, I guess, being from Earth. Right, so this is going to be really hard because I've got a skill of 9 and a stamina of 12, a luck of 6. This being has a skill of 10, a stamina of 14. So already she's got the advantage on me. Right. She rolls 5, I roll 6, that's a draw. 8 and 11, that's me hitting her. Down to 12. She rolls a 4, I roll 11, she's down to 10. She rolls a 5, I roll a 3, I'm down to 10. She rolls a 5, I roll a 7, she's down to 8 hit points. She rolls a 4, I roll a 5, that's a draw. She rolls a 10, I roll a 5, I'm down to 8 hit points. She rolls a 5, I roll a 6, that's a draw. She rolls an 8, I roll an 8, I'm down to 6. She rolls a 5, I roll a 10, she's down to 6. Should I use luck? Yes, I should. I didn't make that, so she's down to 7. Worth a try. She rolls a 7, I roll a 6, I'm down to 4 hit points. She rolls a 5, I roll a 7, she's down to 5. She rolls a 3, I roll an 8, she's down to 3 hit points. She rolls a 3, I roll a 7, she's down to 1 hit point. She rolls a 10, I roll an 11, that's a draw. She rolls a 7, I roll a 3, I've got 2 hit points left, she's got 1 hit point left, it is sudden death. She rolls 8, I roll 5. I will have to use luck to see if I can save myself. I need to roll better than 5. I roll 7, I'm dead. Okay. Well, I suppose I had to die to be brought back to life. That is karma, reincarnation, all that stuff. Kali, why not? Right. So, that was quite a short session, I guess. Very, very short. I wasn't expecting it to be that short. And I also see that my overhead camera has stopped because I forgot to pay attention to when I was going because I was so excited for the battle there. Okay. Right. Okay, so that's going to be the shortest playing session for a little while, I guess. So I will have to try again next time. I will start again from the same point at the entry into onto the planet of Halmuris, and hopefully this time I will manage to find my way and choose a more correct path this time. So yeah. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, join me on Patreon, all those things. And I'll see you, see you next time when I play more Rebel Planet. Very exciting book, even though this was quite a short playing session. I did discover some new things. I did discover some things I'm not going to do. So I'll hopefully do better next time. Okay. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.